Tonka. Hello, I'm Natalie, and welcome to Tonka Talk, where we share the ways people create community and connection all around Lake Minnetonka and nearby. Today, I am here with the one, the only, Kelly Olsen.
Thanks for having me back, Nat.
Yes, we are going to talk about some fun stuff. Some of you may know that Kelly was the executive producer for Miss INNdependent, INN, Independent, which was a reality show that covered what happened when 9 women came together, purchased a home that was built in 1858 in Excelsior, turned it into a modern day vacation rental and event venue. How long has it been now since it's opened?
Gosh, you know what? It was, I think, May of 22 that we opened.
That's right.
Mhm.
So it's going to be coming up on an anniversary in the spring.
You got it.
2 years. Wow.
I know. That's wild to think about.
It is. It doesn't feel like it.
No.
It doesn't feel like it at all. Tell me this. So there's 6 episodes, right?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is today we're going to focus on episode 1 of season 1. Can you kind of explain how, because I think many people have asked, where can they still see this? And right now you're going to be able to see it on Tonka Talk.
You got
But
it.
kind of explain that.
So we initially aired on KSTP, and it was on at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday evenings in spring and summer of 22. So there were a lot of people, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of stuff going on Saturday and a beautiful Saturday evening in the spring and summer. So a lot of people have asked where could they see it again online, and we're trying to give you that opportunity along with a little reaction on what was going on behind the scenes at the time.
That's the fun part, because I've watched it and because I did see it when it aired, and I would like yell at the television all my questions. I would just be yelling at the television. So now I get to actually ask them.
Fire away.
Yes. And this is exciting. So we're actually going to move through. We're going to watch episode 1 with you, but we're going to kind of chat about it along the way. And if you do join us live and you're in the chat, go ahead and post any questions that you have as well. And if you're catching this on a replay, go ahead and post your questions in the comments. We want to hear from you.
We'll come back to you.
Yes. Tell us where you're watching from too. And we'll go ahead and answer up those questions as well. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
Should we just, as the young people say, let's get to it?
Yes, do it.
I like the beginning. So we're going to play the little intro here. This is, of course, how it looked before.
Yep, the pink.
The
Everyone
pink.
knew the pink.
The pink. This was the original before the renovation was done. Here we go.
We bought a bed and breakfast. 9 women. This is a beautiful house, but it needs a lot of work. We thought we could do this ourselves, but no.
9 women, 1 massive renovation. I mean, what could go wrong? I'm Kelly Olsen. I'm a real estate developer and entrepreneur. I watch the market all the time, and this inn came up for sale. And I tried to get in to see it, but it was booked with tenants. So I just wrote an offer sight unseen. I went back to my networking group of female entrepreneurs and asked who wanted to join me. One by one, they raised their hands until we had 9.
So I want to ask this quick.
Yes.
Did they think you were like nuts? I mean, you come up with this idea and you're like, hey, I have an idea. Let's do this together.
You know, I think most of them have known me long enough to know I'm sort of an outside the box thinker.
Sure.
So the networking group is called The Power of She. So there are several. It actually started in the North Metro and it has expanded. And I think there's over 250 people who are part of it now. But anyway, I reached out to the ladies and said, you know, I want to do this project in Excelsior, you know, who wants to do it with me? And they sort of raised their hands and volunteered without even knowing who the other people would be.
Wow.
So we had a meeting around a big boardroom table to kind of, you know, connect the dots on who knew who and who didn't know who. And here we are.
Wow. All right, we'll keep going. I love it. So these are the owners
These are the
here.
ladies. Yep.
The ladies.
This will be a big undertaking. 9 women, one massive renovation. I mean, what could go wrong? This inn was built in 1858, which is actually the same year that Minnesota became a state. From a historical standpoint, this is the oldest property I've ever worked on. The house was listed for $1.5 million, and the market was really hot. So I put in a full price offer, sight unseen, and the seller actually rejected it. Full price. We weren't really sure why, but the first question back from the seller was, how are 9 women going to run this inn together?
Okay, I have to ask. And you guys know I work with her, so some of this I know, not the whole story. How are 9 women going to come together and do this and get this done?
You know, I don't even think we knew at the time. We might not even know now, but you know, interestingly, you know, as we got into this, we did a personality test and found that we are all sort of drivers. I guess maybe that's not a shock because many of us own our own businesses, but we're all kind of drivers. So when you think about trying to really, it's a matter of compartmentalizing who is in charge of what, so that we're not all in charge of everything. I think that would lead to a lot of drama, but this has been manageable.
That makes sense. All right.
They were concerned, but we were able to put their minds at ease and we resubmitted our offer. During the inspection window, we found a few areas of deferred maintenance and were able to get $15,000 off the asking price. So our total all in is $1,485,000. It's currently 7 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms. We'll be renovating it into 11 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. When we bought it, it was called the Birdhouse, which is charming, but when we went inside, there are literally birds everywhere. We ended up changing the name, and it's now called the Guest House.
Scooch it this way. There we go.
It's super exciting.
Yeah.
Yay.
We're already getting honked at. I love it.
We want it to feel like a place that the community is invested in. We are in Excelsior, Minnesota, and I absolutely love this town. We're about 25 minutes from the Minneapolis airport and 2 blocks from Lake Minnetonka. If you can imagine a picturesque lake town, this is it.
Has anybody been to Excelsior before or hung out down here at all? Okay. Excelsior was actually named one of the top 16 small downtowns in America. Actually, the entire street is being designated to the historic preservation. We're just really excited to be a part of it.
Family friendly, lots of little shops, ice cream, plenty to do.
The streetcar used to come right down Water Street.
We're about to head up the street and check out the new guest house. This will be the first time the girls get a chance to see the house. So I'm excited to get their reaction and to see what they think about their moms taking on this cool new challenge.
We're gonna go right through here. This is our room right here. We're getting ready for a beautiful photo shoot.
Yes.
All right.
Wow,
Living room.
a lot going on in here.
Yeah.
The cherub.
I'm Alicia, and Kelly and her partners hired me to be the interior designer for the guest house.
Kurt, help me. I can't really visualize where the door goes here.
So
Oh, yeah.
the door will go literally probably right here.
I'm Kurt. I'm the general contractor.
And he's my dad.
We hired my friend Alicia, and I'm so excited. Really excited. You should be I am so excited.
Yeah, looking around the house, I think this place is pretty cool, but obviously being that old, it needs a lot of work. So I think you know, it's going to be a challenge. A lot of different aspects inside and out, but I think it's going to be exciting as well. So what a big challenge.
Yeah. So when Kelly first told me about the inn, obviously I was super excited to work with her. So then it was convincing you to come along with 9 women.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see what you guys have for me here.
Well, this is the kitchen area. We're going to demo, take out the wall that separates the front and back kitchen and combine it into one big, beautiful kitchen. And then we're going to demo a little over here into the
new main level powder room, which will be awesome.
Nice.
And then upstairs, we're going to demo that big bridal bath and turn it into 2 bathrooms, which will be super nice.
So can we help with the demo?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it would be fun to see you guys swing a hammer.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. Demo's easy.
So the paint in the house is a little outdated, so we need to paint everything.
The only thing I just need to really stress here is the timeline, because we already have weddings booked on the back end of this. So what are we thinking there?
Yeah, well, you know, like anything else, it's going to be fluid depending on what we run into, but we'll stay close to the timeline. I know we talked about the end of April, beginning of May because of the wedding, and hopefully we get the building permit right away and we can move forward and get things going.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
This
So that
deadline
was-
is coming up.
Yeah, the deadline. That was a big deal because when we
Yeah.
bought the inn, they already had bookings for, you know, however many months beyond that. So this wedding was really critical. That was already in place for a long time and we could not miss it. They were planning on the whole wedding party was going to stay at the house, and then they were getting married out on one of the boats and they were going to come back to the house.
So it really was, and I remember this, that there was the weddings book, the weddings planned. There's no not getting done. There's no not opening.
Yeah. You know, I think there are a lot of reality TV shows where it's sort of faux reality. This was the real deal. And because, you know, I was investor and, you know, executive producer, we were trying to show the actual reality of what it takes to put this all on.
Yeah.
And that was not a manufactured deadline. That actually came prior to us purchasing the property, that this wedding was going to happen there. So
And you had to wrap up any existing reservations.
any
or
existing
anything that was
reservations. In
happening,
fact,
too.
none of it. Well, I don't cook. And we're, you know, the first handful of reservations after we closed. In fact, the night we closed, there were people staying at the house and they needed breakfast in the morning. And I'm like, I don't cook. What am I going to do? So I ran across the street to 318 and bought as many gift cards as I could. And that's how we got through some of those reservations that were supposed to be for a bed and breakfast. It was like bed and
Go across the
breakfast
street.
across the street. Yeah.
See, it's that outside the box thinking that
Right.
gets it done.
Fast. We have weddings booked in the spring, and we have to fully gut and renovate this place before any of those can happen.
Wow. One thing that I wanted to talk about too, and we can play part of or the whole commercial is the connection to the Pakmani Foundation. Because I've learned about this through you. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I am on the board for Pakmani US, and it's a group where we help women start their own businesses in rural villages in South Africa. And it's such a cool organization because they won't loan money to just one person.
Mhm.
If you want to start a business, you need to have, 5 friends who all want to start businesses together, and they're each on the hook for each other's loans.
Wow.
So if you can imagine, maybe it will cost me $100 to start a business there. So if I get my friends all together, we have $500, right?
Yeah.
That we've borrowed. And if you are sick or you need help with something, I'm going to help you figure out what you need to do to make that happen. I'm going to show up and help you at your stand. If you're sick, you're really invested. And they have these meetings. They go to business training together, and they have monthly meetings where they talk about how much money they have put in their savings account, how much money they've paid off on their loan. And everybody, it's a chance for, you to celebrate your wins together. So everyone's
Yeah.
clapping and cheering. So they dedicate part of the meeting to business. And then another part of the meeting is usually dedicated to something sort of health related or something about, like when I was there, they were talking about, if there's HIV in the population,
Yeah.
is it okay to breastfeed your baby if you are HIV positive? So there's some things that just you might not know the actual answer to, and they answer those things at the center meetings. So I think it's just a really, really cool.
That is really cool. And I had never heard about it until I got more involved with the guest house and what you were doing. And there was a fundraiser as well.
And Nat, they have a 98% repayment on those loans. Wow. So, imagine that here in the US, we're not even close. And the women will go back for follow-up loans to expand their businesses or to hire people. Yeah. So it's just such a cool way to watch your money get recycled over and over and over again to do good.
Yeah, that is neat. That is neat. Let's go ahead too. We can go ahead and we can play that too.
Perfect.
Our mission is to empower the poor, to provide them with training and support, to allow them the first business loan, and then to stay with them and walk with them and help them to succeed. That's what we do.
We have those minds, we have those ideas, but we don't know where to go with those ideas.
We at Pagaman, we give them a lifeline. We give small loans
to poor women, exclusively women, that are willing to help themselves
to fund their small business.
I make everything, whatever you want, I do it. It's my talent, and I've never been to school.
Wow.
What these great people can do if they're just given a chance to change their life and follow their dream.
Very cool. How neat to be able to tie that to what you were doing.
Yeah. The first time I was there and at a center meeting, they just broke into this song that they made for Pakmani, and it just is so moving. And seeing some of the ladies that, being there in the villages and just knowing, who's really just, there are a few of them, just characters, love.
We'll have to share
great
about
personalities
that sometime.
Yeah.
Do a whole show about it and be
should.
able to share photos and all that, because it's so interesting how, like you were saying, with the way that the loans work and all that. I think it's super cool.
They say that talent is equally distributed throughout the world, but opportunity isn't. So when you think about that, think about who you are at your core and where you think your best talents lie. And then think about if you didn't have access to a bank or didn't have access to a loan, even to buy a car. There was one woman who, when we met her the first time, she had a little stand by the side of the road. So she had an umbrella and fruit in front of her. And when I went back many years later, she had built herself a little tuck shop out of brick. And she was, she bought herself a car. She was now driving to pick up, she used to take the bus to pick up her fruit. She was driving to go buy the fruit, and then she was wholesaling it to other little shops that were around. And she built her shop next to the school, and she would go across the street and just, she was making all the school lunches.
Wow.
It was incredible. She put her son through law school.
What? Doing that?
Yes.
Wow.
I know, it was the most wild thing. And every time you go back, you see some of the same people, and they've expanded their businesses. They're just, it's really cool to
that
watch.
is really cool. Right. So we are jumping back. And again, we are on season 1, episode 1 of Miss INNdependent.
I think we skipped past these two.
Yeah, it was real close. There we go.
Parent, we see you.
Oh, wait.
We know.
We'll get right to the
The entire time we'll be renovating the main house, our plan is to rent out the carriage house. The carriage house is another building on the property that has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. For time and speed's sake, all of us owners are going to come together and give it a little bit of a facelift. First, we have to get rid of some stuff.
I'm going to fill this in a hurry. I'm just going to smash this down.
This is dumpster gate. You got to
got
do
it.
some dumpster diving.
And actually, I had just gotten over COVID. So this was my first day out of the house after that. And so you can hear I'm a little stuffy. But yeah, the first thing I'm doing is jumping right directly into the dumpster.
Out of bed into the garbage.
Mhm.
More dumpster management. Just smashing down the garbage.
There's a ton of stuff
There's
we
a
have
ton
to
of
get rid
stuff.
of.
Oh my God, you scared me. That was amazing. Okay.
Oh God, they are bugs. Oh God, they're up there too.
That year was awful.
Oh, gross.
Gosh, they're everywhere. Oh.
The interior definitely needs a fresh coat of paint.
She brought her hazmat suit. I love it.
You guys are gonna wear them too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the bugs out of here, Michelle? Or did Kelly?
Cat hair and bugs. Ready for anything.
So I have to ask, this is the carriage house. So the property has 2 houses on it.
There's a main house. Oops, my audio's gone.
Huh. Let's see.
Or maybe it's just in my headset.
No. It is definitely shut off. There we go.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
So there's a main house
Yeah.
and then there's a carriage house. And the original owners or the former owners were living in the carriage house because they were, the caretakers, because it was a bed and breakfast. So we are renovating the entire thing and we're starting on the carriage house. And now, fun fact, we got together and we painted all of this and it turned out we had the wrong color. So all of this stuff that we're painting right now ended up having to be painted over by professionals.
But it looks like it's fun.
Yeah, good
Let's
times.
see.
No, you know what? I swear this is not my best work. I think it's because it's not at midnight and I don't have a beard. In the end, I'm sure that this is going to be a masterpiece.
Edging isn't as hard as you guys make it seem.
And as I'm doing that, I am pouring the entire tray of paint out onto the floor.
I'm surprised that didn't make the show.
I know. It's literally, at least there was a drop cloth, but it was just in an absolute pool on the floor below my ladder.
Well, what's funny though is no one's saying anything about it.
No.
All right.
Whenever we can get the owners together to work on a project, it's always a good time. Kurt and Alicia want to get started on the main house, but there is so much stuff, and we have to empty the entire thing before they can get started.
There's a lot of stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
It seems that maybe part of the aesthetic before was hoarding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So when we walked into today, that's the first thing I'm thinking. That all this stuff's got to, I want to start on Monday and all this stuff's got to go.
Before we can start the renovation, we've got to get rid of everything.
And no better way than to have an estate sale.
So fortunately, Carrie had a connection with an estate sale planning company. Her parents are huge estate sales kind of junkies.
Yes.
So they referred us and we reached out and they happened to have a cancellation. So they were able to get us in this weekend.
I love it.
Blue Moon Estate Sales came and organized and priced everything, but it all needs to go. We don't actually know what we're doing, and we don't know what we're in for.
No idea.
So,
And we still haven't walked through to make sure there's something that we're selling that we don't want to.
Let's cruise.
Yeah, we really should walk through and see if there's anything else we want to.
I'm hoping to find something fun and like that we have no idea that exists. That's there. Little treasures.
I kind of feel like this should be worn.
I feel like she's getting distracted again. What is this thing in the corner? Because that's weird too.
It looks like part of like a phonograph, doesn't it?
I still
Some
don't
of
know
these
what
are
that
really
was
fun.
for.
You still would?
I still don't know what that was for.
It does look like it's
Doesn't
that
it?
part of a
Yeah.
phonograph. Is that what they were called? Phonographs?
I have to go show Kelly.
These aren't actually
Kelly, yeah. To see. Have you looked through the clothes?
No.
And the hat? Seriously. So I think this. Yeah.
So these were all things that were left behind in the house.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yellow dress screams your name.
When you have your own closet of goods that you just can't let go of,
Right.
that's
We
a
just
problem.
stashed them away a little bit. I have worn that jacket several times.
The green
Yes,
jacket.
the green
That's
jacket.
right, because you got it from
Yes.
there.
And I give the Lincoln Logs to my nephew.
Whatever doesn't go, they've got another company that will come out and take to donate to the things that didn't go. So it's the day before the estate sale, but of course, it's Minnesota. We get a giant snowstorm. Trish and I mobilize. Trish is shoveling. I'm running the snowblower.
Are you sore?
My back is sore
on my
from
upper
shoveling.
body.
This snow couldn't have come at a worse time. We need people to come to the estate sale tomorrow. Now all we can do is just wait and see.
It was warm, but there was a lot of snow.
Yeah, it looks like it. So this snowstorm, I mean, it's such an example of what happened, right? When you are going and you think this is the plan, and then you end up, there are other plans.
Yes,
Mother Nature
exactly.
had other plans. And you guys are really doing all the work.
Yeah, you kind of have to just be prepared to, or be willing to do whatever it takes. So.
I swear, I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning and I looked on my phone and I was like, it's snowing again.
I had no idea it was supposed to snow.
We got surprised last night with about, I'd say 2 or 3 inches of snow.
It snowed again overnight.
And we left several things outside last night and they all got snowed on, so we'll have to clear that off.
Man, I don't really even know what I was thinking when I did that.
We didn't realize we'd get a few inches of snow.
I mean, I really
This
thought
was
that
my
people were going to show up in the morning and it would be like, you're having a garage sale.
Yeah,
And yep, here's all
yeah.
the stuff that we have outside, and then you're going to come inside. Yeah, I was not anticipating more snow.
makeshift shovel. It works. I didn't think I'd be shoveling this morning. Shoveling furniture.
I mean, I love that giant wide shovel, but I mean, as soon as you start pushing, it got really heavy. You kind of have to lean into it to even.
It's all part of running it in Minnesota.
We're used to it.
Right.
We know how to handle it. I don't think we were ready for it.
It's a scramble, always.
Where did this couch come from?
You know what? This was actually in the carriage house. And I'm sure it's really comfortable. I know the last time I saw it, it was covered in cat hair, but now it's.
I was actually
We need
really
to get-
hot at that point. I had actually taken my coat off because of the shoveling, but it's a nice little refresher.
It's a good way to do it.
Rid of all of this stuff today because anything that's left here, you and I are going to be hauling out of here. I mean, we just need to move it.
We do.
So in this house, anything you see, unless it has a not for sale sticker on it, which is not much, is for sale. Our goal is always to sell as
$2?
much
Who's going to pay $2 for the salt shaker? I didn't even notice that until right now.
There were some games too. It was like
Okay,
$4. I'm like, I don't know about that.
possible.
Trisha, are you worried that no one's going to show up?
Honestly, yes. The weather's really bad.
Okay, so right before we open the doors, owner huddle.
So I guess kind of the main goal here is going to be to get rid of as much as possible.
I mean, all of this stuff will be seriously in the way when they're peeling down wallpaper and trying to refinish the floors. When you're seeing people walking around, just encourage them to grab a few more things.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
Yeah, people
lining
lined
up.
up for the sale. People are here. People are still lining up, I think. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to the house.
What is it, maybe 18 degrees out?
It's so cold outside today.
With all that snow, I'm honestly glad that there's anyone here at all. Doors open. Come on in, take all our stuff. People can walk through the house and buy whatever they want. Everything is for sale.
Everything. Almost everything.
Everything except our things that we've
Our
already
stash.
stashed in the closet. Even during the sale, Trisha and I keep finding stuff we want to keep.
We like to shop and we like to buy our own stuff.
I had such a great idea for that.
For those pieces there.
Mhm.
Did you keep them?
Well, you'll see.
Apparently it's old.
We shouldn't have been allowed in here.
We're going to get kicked out of our own house.
I know. We're actually going to keep this dresser and we're going to take the drawers out of it and hang them on the wall. And we'll put shelves in there so that we can put, wine bottles, wine glasses, that kind of thing. I'm paying the estate sale people 40% to buy my own stuff.
I put a salt sticker on this.
Did someone just buy this?
Yes.
That was legit.
When that's old.
That was legit. We were sitting there talking about how, oh yeah, we could do this and it'd be so great and blah, blah, blah. And then she literally walks in and slaps that sticker on there. And it was like, oh man. Should have thought of that yesterday.
I honestly think it's hilarious. We were just talking about how we were going to redo this and use it in the speakeasy in the basement.
Sold.
And like a minute later?
Yes, not even. Dresser. Oh, heartache.
That's what you get for shopping your own stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, the irony of carrying this out for someone. We're coming out.
Okay, this is really awkward. Oh, Lord. Yep. Oh, is it?
Well, that's awesome. Okay.
Oh. I mean, it isn't a big deal, but it's funny. That's life.
I would love
Okay.
for the person who bought that to send us a picture of it in their home or wherever it landed.
It looked like she looked like a little bit familiar.
Hmm.
I'll have to slow-mo it
Yeah,
and see
do.
sometime.
Mhm.
We have a few more of those in the house, but we'll catch them before they sell.
I swear, I think I need one of these. Bubbly rosé.
Done. I love it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, or it's 10:40.
Cheers. No one will know what time it is.
No.
So far, so good.
It was like 10:45 in the morning. It just felt much later than that.
I think it does too, especially when you're doing manual labor.
Yeah.
You've been doing all that shoveling and
Yeah.
all that cleaning of things and
Mhm.
hauling stuff.
Yep. Morning mimosa.
Minus the OJ.
Minus the OJ. This is just straight up bubbly rosé.
I love the music.
Oh yeah.
The
Cole did
soundtrack.
a great job.
Yeah, it's just
Mhm.
like it's just so happy.
This is going pretty well. I mean, even with the snow, people are turning out.
Okay, look, there's more people still coming.
Hi there.
Hi. Well, I know she already has a stack going.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going.
So
Yes.
I think it's going really well.
Me too. Yes. Yeah, it just keeps getting thinner and thinner in here. There's like people are walking away with stuff, and I hear them saying like, "Ooh, we found really good stuff."
Good.
So they're happy. We're happy.
Yes.
They did sell a bunch of the Christmas stuff, so most of it is all sold, except for I thought that the houses, they're usually such a collector's item, would go faster than what they have. The ones that you plug in, you set up the little city.
Right.
I'm surprised that we still have
I
some.
don't know. It's so hard to tell with estate sales, right? Because
It
people
is.
come in with different tastes, and some of them are just looking. But it seems like a lot of things are going pretty fast.
It is
in
going
general.
pretty fast.
It's been really great to connect with people about why they're here.
A lot busier than I expected.
I can't wait to see what's left, because
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be much.
No,
but
I don't think so either.
It's fun to kind of walk through and see things getting a little less cluttered as time goes by here.
This woman starts talking to me in the kitchen, and it turns out this was so great. This was so great. She's a former employee at the inn. Crazy.
I just loved it here. It was just such a comfortable, warm place. And I loved the guests, and there were a lot of repeat guests that would come. I only worked here 2 years, but I'm laughing because a lot of the little things that are here for sale, I brought in. I donated. Because if I found something at an estate sale or a pillow or some of the Christmas signs or these particular Christmas plates, I brought. So I'm laughing. I'm buying them back.
She shows up to buy the things that she brought to the house.
Oh, I love that.
I still fold the towels and the sheets now like I learned here, because I folded the towels a certain way here so they would stack. I loved it. That's all I can say.
She's the sweetest.
Susan.
Right? So you're not going to believe this, Nat, but we, after we filmed everything, we went to Real Screen in Southern California, and we were meeting with, Magnolia and, HGTV.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there talking to this woman, and, where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So she's like, oh, my mom lives in Minnesota. And I'm like, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, she's talking about her. And I'm like, oh, and she's like, she actually used to work in a bed and breakfast. And I was like, really? Where? And she's like, well, she lives in Mound. And I'm like, no way. And then I'm like, well, how many bed and breakfasts could there be? And I'm like, did she work at the birdhouse? And she's like, I don't remember the name. And then I'm like, does your mom like estate sales? And she's like, oh, she loves them. And I'm like, I grab my phone and I pull it up and I start playing episode 1. And I was like, is this your mom? And she's like, oh my God, she didn't even tell me. So I'm like more than halfway across the country in a completely random environment. And I happen to meet Susan's daughter, the same Susan who just bought her plates back from our estate sale. And I'm like, you know what? These are the moments when you know that you are in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. I feel like it's just the universe giving you a little nod like, yep, you're onto something here.
That's total and utter confirmation for sure. I just don't even know I don't think you can calculate what the odds would be of that happening, that's the same woman.
And she lives in Mound. She doesn't even live that far from me.
Yeah. Wow.
And she lives in Texas. So
The daughter
lives in Texas.
Yeah.
So there was really no, even the fact that we got onto the conversation that we did to lead us to knowing that Susan's her mom.
Gosh, that's just crazy. That's beyond small world to go all the way to California.
Yeah.
To talk about this show, and one of the gals, that's her mom. What's so funny to me though is that her mom, Susan, didn't say anything.
Yeah. No, said nothing.
Her daughter's in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
In the entertainment business, and doesn't mention like, oh, by the way, I went back into the B&B that I used to work at, and I was on their show.
Yeah. She was great. The sale has been great, and it's always fun to get all the owners together.
I feel like we should all sit on this couch and get our picture taken.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We sold a lot of stuff. Woo! That was the worst high five. We needed to take two. We did it.
The sale was a huge success. It was so good.
I still have
We
the
got rid
tag
of
on it.
so much stuff.
These are the items that you
these are all
ladies
the
decided
things
to
that
keep.
we had in the closet. Yeah.
I know. And you know what? Anything that's left, we can just donate. Yes. The sale is done. Woo!
Oh, we
can
popped
start.
a lot of champagne on this project, Natalie. We celebrated everything.
Let's celebrate.
Oh boy. The renovation. Here's to it. Cheers.
We heard there was a free carriage ride and we just had to go.
Seriously, the
Continued
cutest town.
celebration, yeah, with our
It
champagne.
is. This could almost be just a commercial for Excelsior
Exactly.
itself and Lake Minnetonka, and how there's always something to do, even in the wintertime.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And this, of course, was during the holidays.
so romantic. Cheers. Oh, it's so cute.
you know what, Natalie? Okay, so we're riding around. There's a camera crew. We are
Yeah.
dressed up and we have our champagne. I went back to tip the lady who does the carriage rides. And she congratulated me. She thought that Trisha and I got engaged. She thought this was our engagement celebration. It was not, but it was cute.
Just taking a romantic
Just taking
carriage
a
ride.
romantic carriage ride.
Well, it's funny because when you're getting on, one of you says too, so romantic.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That's probably what added to it too.
Yep.
It looks great though.
Now the fun part begins.
Yes, episode 2, we demoed the kitchen.
I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're so cute.
Wow.
This is going to test us all.
So I didn't get a chance to really talk much about Kurt and Alicia.
Yeah.
They were awesome. They were completely amazing. It's a father-daughter team. She is a designer and Kurt is a contractor. And it really was, having them kind of come alongside us. And it kind of was something that maybe is a little intimidating to think, there are 9 women with 9 different opinions about what might happen here, what might not. And I think we really resolved that we got a mood board from Alicia, but we really didn't dig into the nitty gritty of what are you going to put where? Because really, I think in any project, there are multiple paths that can lead to the right solution, right?
Yeah.
They're just going to be a little different. So knowing that we're all kind of drivers, having someone that you could sort of hand the reins over to and have her make the decisions and have it be a professional designer and see what you get. We were all really pleasantly surprised with the results, going off of a mood board and a budget. So it was good.
And putting it together. And I'm impressed with the fact that you started this knowing there would be a wedding.
Oh,
and there was no not finishing. And that's a theme through the whole show. So we just watched season 1, episode 1 of Miss INNdependent. And you're going to join. We're going to do this again.
Yes, we will. We'll go through the whole series if people are interested and want to see it.
Yeah, because there's been many people around, especially around here, around the Lake Minnetonka area, who have wanted to know how they can see it. And this is a fun way to do it.
Yeah. The other interesting thing is just being out. In fact, I was at the fashion show in the fall in Excelsior, and I wore the jacket that I got. I wore the jacket. Anyway, so I'm out there talking to you, and this has been a really cool thing because putting together this group of women has led to other women reaching out saying, hey, if you do a project like this again, let me know because I'd be interested. So I think it can kind of lead to other opportunities in other areas where you can get, interesting people together to kind of pull something off together that they might not otherwise have done on their own.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, because how often do you have an opportunity to get involved in something like that? And I feel like it's a kind of a side dream of multiple people to always to like, oh, how great would it be to have a bed and breakfast?
Yeah.
How great would it be? And now it's a vacation rental, a short-term rental,
Mhm.
and an event venue, and no one has to cook breakfast,
Right.
which is kind of the
exactly.
modern day way of
You
doing
know,
it now.
and we've got concierge services. So if that's something that you want, they can help you set up a chef or set up whatever activities you want to have going on in the community. But really, we thought about this like we're filming not only to show people like what a great house we kind of renovated here, but also to show them all the cool things that you can do in town. I
Yeah.
mean, the boat ride, that's my boat. We all went out on. And, you know, the other ladies all have children. I don't. So, you know, we had a sleepover at the house with all the girls in the beginning of the episode. So we walked up and down Water Street. We took the trolley. We went and got ice cream. So all of those things were sort of to show, you know, these are all the cool things that you can
Yeah.
do in and around the Lake Minnetonka area. And that's why we, again, thought it would be a great thing to go through on Tonka Talk.
I love that. If you have any questions for Kelly, go ahead and put it in the comments. You can also reach me at natalie@tonkatalk.com. We're going to do this again and go through episode 2. We're going to do every single episode, and this is the only place that you can see it. This is our exclusive sharing and showing of Miss Independent season 1, and what a great way to be able to watch it and experience it with the executive producer, Emmy-Nominated.
Mhm.
Emmy-Nominated. Got to get you that shirt.
You know, and we'll share the link to this on our guest host page and some of the other channels that we have here, so that if you didn't see it live, you can see it later.
Absolutely. And please, if you have not already subscribed to Tonka Talk, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And we'd love it if you hit the like button as well. In the meantime, everybody just have a great time and join us again. We'll send out a notification when we go live again, and hit episode 2.
Thanks.